Good morning, everyone. Back at my house, and today we have Hillary finally back with us.
Back.
How long has it been?
A long time.
It has been a long time. People are probably like, "Oh man, did what do we call ourselves sometimes as a joke?"
Giada and Rachel.
Yeah, were they fighting? Like, were they like out and out? No, Hillary's just busy. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Hillary hurt herself too, so she was out and about for a little bit. But you're back to
it's almost been a year. I'm almost back to 100%.
Craziness.
Yes.
No snow machining this year though.
Well, I just bought a new one.
You just said you weren't doing it anymore.
I had FOMO. I have to.
I had FOMO. Oh, I guess it's better fear of missing out than fear of doing, right?
Yes.
Right? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep an eye on her, you guys. So I don't know how much I can keep an eye on her because I'm not going. But
I'm going to drive, slow like an old lady now, so
yeah.
It's going to be fun.
She does not have that in her. So we went, and Todd will appreciate this. So we do a Wright family Christmas, and we go to Chad's down in Moncton, Chad and Michaela's. And which is always amazing. It's our favorite. But I rode with Hillary this year because we had to take a couple of things with us, and I said, Hill's like, I'll drive. So I'm like, okay. It was like riding in the Indy 500. It was like Danica Patrick.
Cassy said she felt safe.
I did feel safe, but it was fast. And I was like, by the time I got home, I was like, ooh, I might need a motion sickness pill. But no, it was fun. That was a great weekend.
Yeah, it was.
So anyways, Hillary and I could probably catch up for hours, but I know everyone's like, hey, Cass, Hill, get on with what you're cooking for us today, right? So it is winter still, and it's cold. And so I was thinking the other day, I was working, and I was like, oh, I've got this Christmas party coming up, and it was a late one because it's past Christmas, mind you. And I was like, oh, we'll do Arancini's for it. And I thought, what a great recipe to do on the cooking show, because how many of us have leftover rice all the time?
Yes.
I mean, me especially. I don't know about you, but I can't cook for one or two people. No. So when I cook...
And I like leftovers.
Right? Yeah, it's awesome to have leftovers. And so when I cook, I always have leftovers. So I was like, this would be a perfect recipe. Valentine's is coming up. Super Bowl is coming up. I almost called Hillary this morning and said, hey, where are your Patriots? And I'll dig out
even though they're not in it.
I'll dig out a Packers jersey from Matthew.
And neither are they.
And Matt's not happy about that. But I thought it'd be fun to do that. So anyways, so we're not doing that because I don't know enough about football. I know enough to watch it, and I know enough to ask questions, but I do not know enough to have a debate with Miss Hillary, who knows it very well. So I was like, I'm just going to stay out of the Packer-Patriot rivalry in the Wright family and just stick to my cooking. So be a great appetizer to make for Super Bowl weekend, but also to make extras and freeze them, and you'll have them for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So
this is a new one for me.
I know. I was kind of excited when Hillary was like, what are those? And I was like, ha, ha, ha. Mm-hmm. I actually had them for the first time. Dan, Erica's boyfriend, cooked them for us, and they were amazing at Christmas Eve dinner. So we did an Italian theme,
right?
Which is where they come from. Sicilian. If you're Sicilian, you'll be like, we created those, but obviously a region in Italy, and they were amazing. And so you start with. So we'll get started. So you start with leftover rice, or not. Obviously, if you want to make them, it's not like, oh, I don't have leftover rice, can't make them.
Right.
So you start with any rice you want. For me, obviously, I love flavor, so if you season your rice, the better. But if not, that's fine too. So I did a butter Parmesan rice that I made for a Christmas dinner, and then froze it, and so now I have it. So it's pretty freaking easy, and
so freezing rice, it doesn't dry out at all?
No. And so you'll think it does, because when you pull it out of the freezer, it's very crumbly, right? But once it thaws completely, it comes back and it's perfect.
Do you have to add more liquid, or it's just fine?
I didn't. Nope. Obviously, it depends on how you cooked your rice originally. Right. But Hillary's right. That's a very good point. What I would say to do is make it as per the recipe, and then if you're not, when you start to form the ball,
if it's sticky enough,
just add a little bit more egg to it, and I think you'll be fine. I always add anyways.
Me too.
And then by the time,
I have a hard time following a recipe.
I never follow a recipe, which is I think why I end up with for like dinner for 12 when it's just Matt and I.
Right.
I mean, truth be told, sometimes we'll eat that dinner for 12.
Right.
And it's delicious. Okay, so anyways, start with 2 cups of leftover rice or rice. They say, like, obviously if you're going to start with fresh rice, to make it a little bit more kind of sticky.
Yeah.
It'll work better, but add a little bit more egg, you'll be fine. So we're going to do this, and then you're going to take, you can use fresh parm, which I like to do, which is I pre-grated it because I'm going to try to keep our show to like 15 minutes so people legitimately watch it, not just like it and then not watch it, right? Hillary's like, I know, I'm guilty of that. So 1 3/4 cup of Parmesan. And so you're going to add all your ingredients. That's why it's so easy. You don't have to worry about add this first or second or whatever. And then you're going to add some parsley. Obviously, the more fine you can get the parsley, the better, because it'll kind of incorporate all throughout your dish. But don't smush it with your knife so much that if your cutting board is green, you're killing your herbs. So just be a little bit more gentle with them. You don't have to kind of kill them. So we're gonna add parsley. Then we're gonna add some garlic powder. The more garlic powder you want to add, the go ahead. You know, because I think if it calls for if it calls for a clove, I tend to add like 6.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Hillary's the same.
There's no such thing as too much garlic.
Unless, of course, you're going to be kissing later. Then it's too much garlic.
We are talking about Valentine's Day here.
Oh, that's what I was trying to. Yeah, that's kind of what I was like. Maybe. And if you're not going to be kissing later, then
add it on.
Add it on. Make it a priority.
Yeah.
Even if you just have to grab a stranger. All right. So it's probably not a family show today. No. So one. I got a half a teaspoon. So we're going to go ahead and because Matt's been in love with me. You better still be in love with me. For many years, Todd with Hillary, so a little garlic breath isn't going to stop us, right?
Just brush your teeth.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Right, stick them in. All right, so we got some garlic in there. And then, always, I'm stepping out of that shop for a minute, because my spice rack is over to the side. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper.
Same with salt. I'm a salt bean, so
I know.
it just brings out the flavor.
It does, yeah. Pepper changes, salt enhances.
Yeah.
So obviously, you can go wrong with too much salt.
Yes.
Matt, the other night, I cooked dinner and, or he cooked dinner. Doesn't matter. We were kind of a 50-50, but, so he went to salt it and I accidentally left
Oh, the big part open?
that side open. Let's just say it was too much salt. He didn't finish his dinner and he kind of eyeballed me for a good 20 minutes.
I'm that person when I go out to eat, like the chef has perfectly seasoned their dish, and I'm the person that reaches for the salt shaker.
Before you even taste it?
It's terrible.
I think if you look back in our shows, we actually debated this because I hate that.
I get it. I own restaurants. My chef hates that, but
she still doesn't listen though. Oh, all right, she sounds just like Matthew. So it's that simple. And so add more parm if you want more parm flavor. Add more seasoning if you want more seasoning flavor. And start with whatever rice you want. You know what? I just thought of would actually be really good. You know those Uncle Ben's like
the herb.
Like the already rice that's already made. Don't even have to make rice. Just go to the store, buy one of those. Yeah. Boom, easy. All right, so then you take 4 beaten eggs and you're gonna add it in there. We're gonna get that mixed up. Yeah, I love these things. I made them. My nephew worked for me for the Christmas party I just did for North Point, and Brendan, he's so cute. And he was like, "Oh my God, these are so good!" So I told him I'd make extra. So right here, so if you can see that it might get a little soupy, you can always add more rice. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to form the balls now once our mixture is all done. So you just take a little bit, and so you don't want to start with a lot. You just want to like make a nice little flat patty, and then you're going to take your cute little mozzarella balls and you're going to put them like in the center, and then you're going to add a little bit more dough. Same thing, push it out so that when you're forming onto it, you're not trying to. You want them in the center, so you just want to then form up the sides, and again. Rice is, you want to work it because same with a meatball, right? In reality, if you start rolling a meatball right away, it falls apart. So you got to kind of push it together, and then once you kind of see that it's all forming, then you form your ball. This is where I get a little cray-cray. I like my balls to be perfectly round. Like
I'm gonna dig in and do one.
All right, Hill's gonna help me out here. Yep, looks amazing. I think they're so delicious.
Mozzarellas.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome.
Try out my skills here.
Yeah. While she's trying out her skills, I'm just going to keep rolling because I've had a couple of times to practice with them. The first time I made them, I wasn't getting a nice, so I just kind of played with it. So I had to add to the mixture because I wasn't getting it, wasn't sticking.
Nice little ball.
She did pretty well there. First time, look at her, natural. All right, so we'll roll those up. Her ball's a little bigger than mine, but that's probably legit sometimes.
Go big or go home, yeah. That's my motto.
Well. I think that's both our mottos, right? We kind of live on the bold side most of the time. All right, so we're gonna keep rolling these until you're used up all your dough. Okay, we're just about done. Not really, but to get this show on the road, I'm gonna show you what to do next. Even though Hillary and I'd like to spend all day together.
Yes.
She needs to get back to work. I need to get back to work. Full disclosure, we're technically, or For the Love of Food, actually shuts down in the winter for February, January, mid-January, February. So I'll do office work, but not the fun work of this stuff. All right, so then what you do is once you get your balls formed, you then wash your hands. Okay, so what you're gonna do is take them and whatever breadcrumb you want to use. I wouldn't use panko because I think it's too much,
yeah.
Almost too much to kind of stay together. But so just take a seasoned breadcrumb, make your own if you so choose, and then you take your ball and you just lightly kind of toss it into the breadcrumbs. And then I like to, again, just kind of roll the breadcrumbs on it. And so I'd offer Hillary to do this, but I can already tell she's like, Cass, don't ask me to do
Like,
that.
you're
I
fine.
just wash
You got
my
this.
hands. You got this. Look at us. We're just like supporting each other in what we do.
So do you just eat them like this after you cook them? Do you have a dipping sauce?
Yep. So you can eat them just like this because they're delicious, but I like to make a marinara to dip with them. And again, obviously, if you don't want to go out and make a fresh marinara, you can just buy tomato sauce.
My days at Hoagie's, my brain goes straight to ranch. Ranch is like good for everything. It's cheese.
Sometimes I wonder if actually Hillary's related to Matt and not Todd.
I'm just saying.
Because Matt would dip it like... Anyways, we won't get into the debate of trying. Matt doesn't even try his food before he throws ranch on it.
I will add salt, but the ranch I will hold off on.
You will hold off until you taste. So you would, I guess, you know what? We'll pull. I'm sure living with Matt, right? We have ranch in the refrigerator. So I'm surprised. I'm really surprised by Hillary's ranch comment.
I love ranch.
I know. Matt does too.
You got the mozzarella in there. It's like fried mozzarella.
I mean, she's got a valid point. I mean, the Sicilians are probably, if they were ever to caught wind of this, they'd be like, oh my God, those Americans. Those Americans and their ranch. That wasn't really an Italian accent, but I'm not really quite sure how to do one. But they'd be like, those Americans. Oh my God, I've been on Instagram, I'm following this woman who lived in England for a few years and then just moved back. And so she posts kind of like every day what Americans do that she just doesn't understand. And I bet you putting ranch on everything is probably going to end up on her show.
Yes.
All right, so you get everything mixed up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fry them. I'm going to fry them today because I think fried food is delicious. But obviously we don't need to eat fried food all the time. So we are also going to test it in the air fryer. And I'm sure they're going to be magical because the air fryer is amazing.
I am obsessed with my air fryer.
I know. Since my mom got me mine, same thing. Matt and I, we love heating stuff up in it.
Yeah, I've done meatloaf.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, it's super good. So if you have a little Fry Daddy, you're going to want to do that. Or on your kitchen stove, cast iron, whatever pan you want. Get it to about 375. I hate deep frying in my house, so...
Me too.
Feel special cooking show today. Just because it's smells.
Yeah, you
like,
just gotta get the candles going.
yeah, and like kind of air freshener going. But all right, so what we're gonna do is you're just gonna take. You don't want to do crowd them. You don't want to ever crowd anything that you're cooking. But you're gonna get them into the fryer oil, and because your rice is cooked and pretty much everything's cooked, your goal is to just brown them, heat them, and melt the mozzarella. All right, so I'm gonna leave Hillary's ball to last because it might not cook the same as the others. All right, so we're gonna put those down. Oh, I do love the sound of when stuff is frying. Like it just sounds so good. All right, so we're gonna fry those. We're gonna set this and finish this later. Okay, so we'll get those two going here. Ranch. Still laughing at that a little bit.
You know, I gotta be honest, I love ranch.
Like I do too. I mean, I do too. So back to the toppings, because we were talking about not toppings but dippings. So you can do a ranch, or you can do a marinara. So you can either make a homemade ranch, or you can buy ranch, or you can make a homemade marinara, or you can buy a marinara, whichever you decide. Or eat them plain. Like my, it's funny in my family, the kids don't want to dip. They don't like to dip. Their sandwiches are eaten dry. They don't put anything really on their dipping stuff. I know. And then they see their Uncle Matt pouring his ranch, pouring his ranch. So all right, so those are gonna get. Oh, look at those. Do you see those? All right. So.
And that really didn't take any time. What, 2 minutes?
If that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And depends. You can make them bite size. You can make them a little bit bigger. I found that when I tried to make them too small, I just didn't like them as much because of the mozzarella ball in them. I like to add a little bit because one little mozzarella, once you bite into it, it's kind of gone. So the two kind of gives you that full.
And so if you're having a party, you can make these ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
Pull them out, get them up to like room temp.
Yeah.
And then just drop them 2 minutes before you're ready.
You know what? To be honest, deep fry them first and then just flash them in a hot oven.
Yep.
So they're still going to maintain that deep fried flavor because that looks amazing.
And the crispiness.
And yeah, and the crispiness. And once you put them in the oven, they're going to crisp back up. So that's what I would do, especially if you don't want to be kind of a slave to your kitchen when you're entertaining. That's what I would do. All right, so we'll get those last ones fried. Okay, so once you kind of get the rest of them fried up, which we've got a nice amount there, you're going to cut off a couple little pieces of parsley, or not. I like to make my stuff pretty. You're going to kind of put a little bit of the Italian parsley on it. Then we're going to get our dipping sauces. All right, let's see. Do we have ranch in our refrigerator? Oh, we do. We do. Shocking. Shocking. So we have ranch, and I had a little cup of marinara. That's going to be front and center because we clearly see which one Cassy prefers. All right, and then we're going to get some ranch out because Hill's going to take a taste test.
The bottle might look a little weird in the center of that dish, so.
I know, right? I mean, I think I might even have some homemade ranch that I made, but this is just easy. All right, we don't need a lot. All right. Last two are done. Hill, you want to?
Yes, I would love to.
So Hillary's going to be a taste. She's going to have to do ranch and marinara today.
That works for me. I'm going to start with the ranch.
All right. You can use tongs to pull them out of the oils, or not. You have strong hands.
These are amazing.
Aren't they yummy?
Yes, they're so good.
I know. So beautifully displayed. Yeah, they're great. Mm-hmm. All right, ready to dip marinara? Yeah? All right, and then Hillary's going to tell us which one's better.
I'm going to start with a new.
I'm going to stick one in the air fryer that we haven't done yet.
Marinara is good. Ranch is my favorite.
She's only going to say the ranch is her favorite just to have it be her favorite today. Is it legitimately your favorite?
It really is.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a mozzarella stick.
I don't know. Aren't they good?
They are really good.
I know. So that's where you have it. And then I'm going to, I just put one in the air fryer. So I think they're going to turn out just fine in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine. Perfect.
They're delicious.
I know. I keep saying I know because I was like, when I had my first one, when I made them, I was like, oh my God, they're so good. I'm so excited. And like I said, you can play with your ingredients to make them even more delicious. But, all right, let's see. The air fryer one. All right. So, fresh out of the air fryer.
How long in the air fryer?
I would say about 15 minutes to get the nice brown, golden brown. Full disclosure, as I'm touching it, because I do a lot of like look and feel with my food, it feels a little drier than that of the ones that are fried, obviously. But I'm sure they're going to taste as good. But I am going to have Hillary do the taste test as I've fondled her rice ball.
I'm going to go for the ranch again.
She's killing me here. Swear to God, you're like.
Listen, Matt would be on
You're
my
like
side.
a cuter, petiter version of Matt.
Very good, but
I mean, obviously, right? I think once you, so what is the difference, would you say? Like more drier on the
Yes.
coating?
very crispy.
Yeah. Still inside, still nice and soft. So I mean, depends on what's important to you, right?
Right.
Flavor
Yes.
or calories? Flavor.
Going with flavor.
Yeah, I'm going with flavor too. All right, awesome. Perfect. So there you have it, folks. Let's put our pretty little parsley on there. I'm gonna get her ranch out of the picture. And there you have it. Obviously get prettier platters, but there you have it. Looks amazing. Looks delicious.
Cheers.
Oh, God.
My new favorite.
I think so too. All right. See you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.